This episode of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Parrott, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to We Are the Night, the one. That's right, it's the one we've been promising. I am Phil, and maybe not right now, but soon, Lone Hellfire is over hosting Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. So, you know who's here, everyone. It's the power of Ray.
Hello, Phil. Thank you so much for having us over. It's good. I want to shout out, "What are you?" Just because that's the most synonymous Batman line I know. But yeah, happy to be here.
Look who's awake, Russell. It's that sweet sausage.
Sausage.
So, yeah,
I'm
working.
Phil, I'm just a cocktail wiener compared to Russell. Don't worry.
Whoa! Sausage! All right. So, we are going to be discussing the Idiot Root from Batman 472 and 473 and Detective Comics 639 and 640. And I don't ask me why, but I don't think this one wasn't on DC Universe Infinite, so...
I got this on the Cape Crusader Trade Volume 5.
I do know, yeah, it was reprinted in one of those. Yeah, I have the floppies.
I would be disappointed if you had anything less, Phil. I know your collection is very impressive. Yes.
Oh, my. Not only is Russell in the room, I see Connor McKenna. Oh!
Hey!
Oh. Ray brings all the
now, Phil. Now I can start. I'm so glad I'm on the Batman show because now I can actually start talking about how much I love Batman.
There's a drop.
Oh my God! Yeah, you got me.
Russell, you guys are both better dads than most incarnations of Batman. Well, that's not hard.
Yeah,
that's a bar.
That's true. How's Superman as a dad? He's okay, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. Just checking with my boy.
For now. Even after that Bendis stuff, yeah, he's fine. That's right. Get your kryptonite.
Get your kryptonite on. Give me some Red Sun. I love it.
Oh yes, because
get a tan.
Besides Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. Yes, Ray also hosts Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast.
Oh yeah, thank you, Phil. This is a great opportunity. Yeah, I'll say as well. Yeah, for sure. And I'd actually like to take this opportunity as well to shout out great friends of the show, the Aspiring Kryptonians. They've got a new podcast as well. We're trying to build in our little corner, our little mud patch, a Superman community. So the likes of Tasman, big shout out to Tasman and Aspiring Kryptonians, and of course the likes of Tyler and James from Krypton Report. So we're just helping prop each other up. So it's good.
Yes, I've heard Tasman on your show and Tyler's show. Yes.
Yeah. No, she's a mad Superman fan. Yeah. So yeah, go check it out.
Oh, jeez. Russell's always hyping. Soon the Aussie Kryptonians will be joining me on War World. Hey, guys, Russell. Ray's going to talk some Mongol.
Yeah, baby. On Tomes of Evil, there, Russell with his Bad Boys, his super villain podcast. Looking forward to talking about the giant kumquat. I like to call him the giant kumquat. Mongol. Yeah.
All right, Ray, you want to get into these issues?
Absolutely, Phil. I've read these I have to reread these about, I think, 10 times. I love it.
Oh,
That's
really?
how much I love Batman. That's how much I love Batman.
Oh, Lilith, you were right. She said she thought you liked this. But yeah, The Idiot Root Part 1 from Batman 472, The Queen of Hearts from what date? Cover date December 1991. So, yeah, The Queen of Hearts. Batman tracks down a serial killer known as the Queen of Hearts, whose life he saved 3 years ago over her protests, as we see in a flashback, to Rio de Janeiro. So yes, not only is it like new villains, but it's going to be a new city in this story. Where he finds an unwelcoming police captain and scores of mindless teenagers wandering the streets. I can find that in a lot of places now.
Yeah.
So the local officials explain these dead boys away as simple drug addicts. Batman remains perturbed and suspicious as he sets out to find the Queen. Knowing that the Queen specializes in drug dealers, Batman confronts a teenage dealer named Zeno. Yes, this kid's not Zemo. Zeno, Zeno,
Zeno.
in an alley, but is caught off guard when Zeno shoves a sample of some drug into his mouth. As Zeno escapes, Batman finds himself beset by powerful hallucinations and encounters a strange supernatural being that calls himself the Idiot. Batman eventually overcomes the hallucinations, but the Idiot and his partner, an old scientist named Crosby, remain determined to break his mind as they did the Dead Boys. Shortly after, Zeno crosses paths with the Queen of Hearts, who chases him all the way to the home of his employer and supplier, Crosby. Before the Queen can attack Zeno and Crosby, Batman intervenes, and the ensuing fights break several bottles of the drug that Crosby had been supplying Zeno with. As Batman and the Queen inhale the drug's fumes, they find themselves plunged into a hallucinatory world inhabited by the Idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, this was really good. This was cool. I mean, like, again, I haven't read many Batman comics, but this went dark, you know.
Oh yeah.
Is this stock standard for Batman comics?
I mean, some of the tales of this time were kind of like this. I mean, it was written by Peter Milligan. He was writing some stories here and there at this time. So
I love Peter Milligan. He's a great writer.
I mean, this story is kind of nice for you since you don't know a lot of Batman, because again, besides Batman and like we get a page of like Alfred and he tries to call Alfred and Tim. Besides them, you never see any of these characters again. So
okay. Well, I've got to say, I mean, I've got plenty to say about, I guess, this first issue. Number one, the dark aspect that I was talking about. I'm going to just jump around, Phil. Here, this is how I operate. But stuff like, I love this shot. He's in the morgue, and there's a shot in the panel from inside the corpse, looking up at Batman and the coroner through the broken rib cages of the victim. I mean, I love that sort of stuff. And of course, for me, one of the things that will probably be burnt into my memory for some time, the little hearts in the cradles. The little cots. What the F? I just got to say.
I mean, with the art, I mean, this is Norm Brayfogle. He did a ton of Batman and Detective Comics, and you know the couple years around this, he's one of my favorite Batman artists. I mean,
he's great, a good artist, yeah.
But yeah, I thought this at first when I read this, I'm like, oh, is it like the Queen of Hearts? Like, I don't know if you ever heard the Royal Flush Gang. They're like usually there's been different versions, but they're like usually like family who just like suits of playing cards. And I'm like, is she supposed to be one of the Royal?
Oh.
But no, I guess she was just invented for this story. So,
because I was you've answered the question. I was about to ask you, like, had you known her before? Because they talk about her husband, who was the King of Spades or something, or something. It was like, oh, okay, so there's a card motif, and it sounded as if that at least her husband was a character that may have been, in and around the traps of the Batman comics. But from what you're saying, it sounds like she's totally new.
Oh yeah, because I remember when I read this.
Right.
I read this when it was brand new. I'm like, it was like early in my comic book career. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, did I miss like a issue like a couple years back? But yeah, no, this is like a completely made up backstory.
Well, I think Milligan's done a really good job into making it seem like, I mean, because me, as I was going into it, it seemed like she was an established character. So he's done well in that sense.
Oh,
But yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say, the Power Chad is also up. Batman Beyond has the best Royal Flush gang. Yes, they are pretty
Hey,
bad, yeah.
nice.
And Russell said Batman wouldn't have this problem if he had just cut her face off before.
Well, hey, apples and oranges.
That's a Moon Knight joke, kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That would have ended right then and there. But yeah, this is. I mean, going back to the first point, Phil, this was quite dark and quite grisly, and the fact that we're talking about like young kids that have been, for want of a better term, zombified, and there being drugs involved. But I love the introduction to the idiot here. Actually, I find him overall when we finish going through the synopses, I just find him a fascinating character. Really cool. Has he popped up later on anywhere else? Or
Yeah, no, that's it.
Really?
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, and really nobody shows up after this story besides like Batman.
It's a really good. He's a really good character. It's a shame. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, what did you make of this first issue? It's a setup issue, of course.
I mean, very different. You get Batman outside his home territory, and it's kind of almost supernatural, the idiot. So it's like you're throwing Batman into a little bit of different, he's chasing a serial killer. So it's like, that's familiar, but then it's like you throw in the supernatural element and kind of mixing your metaphors here, but it's like, wow,
Yeah. It's interesting because, I mean, looking at it again holistically, it really takes a turn because we start off with the Queen of Hearts here, and it seems like a straightforward catching the serial killer thing, but then she becomes really not incidental, but she becomes like secondary to the whole thing because, of course, the idiot root and the idiot and what we see later on. So it's interesting, I guess, just like storytelling wise, that we're introduced to such a strong character as the Queen of Hearts, and then she's kind of taken a back seat. I'm not saying that that's bad or good in any way. It's just an observation. I think it's, it's really good because they were both, as I said, I really did enjoy these issues.
I mean, I don't know if they're just supposed to catch you off guard. It's like, okay, Batman's tracking a serial killer, then all of a sudden it's like, oh no.
Because it's not like he's just tracking a generic serial killer. She's so distinct, she's got that it looks like that surgical rotating blade or something. We see her kill a few victims, I think. Then we see her just her psychotic nature with those little baby cribs where she puts all the hearts. There's even that panel, Phil, where, hang on, I'm just going through it, where she goes home and she I had to double look, and she just tosses one of the hearts on the pile of hearts that she has on the floor. I go, hang on, what? They're hearts. She's just extracted hearts out. So she's quite a gruesome character. But yeah, I found, I enjoy this. And the fact that, as you said, Rio de Janeiro, it's somewhere different, showing that Batman is international, not like Gotham. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know, a couple of weeks back, Loth and I covered a story where he went to Russia. But yeah, it's interesting when he goes outside of Gotham. But
does he do that a lot? Oh, I mean, you mentioned just Russia. No,
not too often. I mean, but yeah, it's just interesting. Yeah, because in the beginning when they show him flying in the Rio, he's like, well, yeah, she's killed like 6 people. That's why he's going down. She knows she's just going to keep going and going. Yeah. And even when he lets himself get photographed, because he usually doesn't let himself get photographed, but he's like, yeah, I want her to know I'm here. She comes after me. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool as well. Like he's using, he's just using the media. He's in control all the way there.
And Chad says, I guess she isn't heart up for time or blood on her hands.
Dear me, Chad, we're talking about victims here. Fictitious victims, of course, but still. Yeah. She's really a grisly character. There's even like a 3-panel, fake, origin. Because as you said, Phil, this is the first time you've read her. And to me, I was fooled. I thought okay, so this was like a previous comic. something's happened. Obviously not. But also the fact as well, I mean, Phil, she's not, well, she is psychotic, but there's a little bit to her as well. Like she's almost like an addict, and she's trying to kick the habit. And she said, look, kill me now to Batman. Otherwise, I'm
going to do it.
I'll stop
going, yeah.
and I'm going to do it again. And, I'm going to kill you. So I like that kind of aspect. Milligan has introduced a level of, vulnerability and dare I say, look, a bit of pathos for her character, who obviously is a very despicable character. But yeah.
And there's like, I mean, I love the continuity of the '90s because you get like that one page when Batman tries to call home and get Tim and Alfred. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, yeah, the Robin 2 miniseries is going on as we speak because they even mentioned Batman not being in town because Robin has to deal with Joker by himself.
Oh, I'm sorry, Phil. Robin 2. Is this like you were talking about like Tim Drake?
Tim Drake, the third Robin, he got three miniseries in the like '90s before he got his own ongoing series. So yeah, the second Robin miniseries, yeah, he's basically, it was his first encounter with the Joker, after the Joker had killed the kid who was Robin before him, Jason Todd.
Okay, Jason Todd, yeah. That was good. Bit of continuity. That works well.
What's this, Connor? He said, it always bugged me he wears his bad costume in those exotic locations. Is there a reason why he doesn't go more undercover? Well, here, I think like we were saying, he wanted the Queen of Hearts to know he was in town, so she came after him and not anybody else. It was more like come on.
Yeah, that's true. That works well because true, he does have that other identity, doesn't he? What matches Malone? You say a cheap knockoff of Jake Lockley. Let's face it.
Oh, but yeah, at least here, Connor. Yeah, he usually doesn't let his picture be taken, but he was letting that reporter take his picture because he wants the Queen to know he's in town and to come after him.
Yep. And can I say as well, Phil, this Batman costume I do like. I like this. I don't know if you call it classic or, I mean, there's so many different versions, but this yellow emblem, gray, blue, yellow utility belt.
Oh yeah,
I think that's my favorite. Yeah,
very very classic.
Yeah. What is he now? He's just black, isn't he?
It might be a little more gray, but I mean, they've been going back and forth about. I don't know. How do you feel like when it's more armored? I like the more like spandex look. Yeah.
I like the spandex look, yeah. But you're talking about, so it's a bit more like urban wear, like street wear stuff, is it?
Yeah, I mean they've been trying to cut back on that. I think because now like there's a thing where he lost the most of his money. Like he still has some. Like he's living in a brownstone right now, and really he just has.
That's pretty good though, isn't it?
Yeah. And he has a bunch of little caves instead of the one big one. So,
okay, I'm looking at it again, like, and those kind of classic. He's just got the three spikes. That's it. Nothing too fancy.
Yeah, seen carrying that belt. Well, there was a few stories where like he weighed he put like little weights at the end of the things on the end of his cape, so he could just like whip it around and like
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I remember hitting one guy in the face with it. Yeah.
I'll just get a sock and a sock of nickels, sock of dimes.
Yeah, pool balls. Yeah.
He hit him right in the face with that sack.
Oh yeah. I would love to know the context of that drop there, Phil.
Lots of time.
Not in the face.
Yeah, I know that one. Don't worry.
Do you know these ones?
Because Ray likes it hard.
Yeah, I know that one.
And Ray likes it long.
Oh, God. Dear me. There's just a little bit too much. Sorry? What was that?
Gave up the
there's just too much enjoyment in that voice there.
I know. Saying. Well, too much enjoyment, too much alcoholic beverage. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know any more on this issue. I just thought it was a solid issue. Like, I mean, I love Milligan's writing. I'm a fan of his through Marvel and Valiant stuff. So, of course, not being a DC reader as such, which mine do you feel you'll be very happy? I think I'm becoming more and more of a fan now. I'd like to, and we're having. It was released that Australia was going to get the DC Infinite or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to be all over that. Like
Okay.
like a rash. It'd be good.
See, you can read more Batman. Lilith and I have been doing some Flash. Of course, we have our we're Green Lantern podcast.
I'd love to get into Green Lantern and all that sort of stuff. But Flash for sure. I really do like the Flash. There's so many different versions of them. And, when you say Flash, people usually say, "Oh, which one?" or Green Lantern, which one? I don't know. The one that runs really fast. That one.
All right. Do you want to get to the next one?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. So this jumps over to Detective Comics 639. Same writer, Peter Milligan, but we get Jim Aparo, penciler. Classic. He drew Batman for much of the 80s and 90s. And again, another cover date, December 1991. The Queen of Hearts, wasn't that the title of the last one?
Yeah, this is part 2 of
the
Queen of Hearts. Yeah.
Batman and the Queen find themselves in a bizarre dimension known as the Idiot Zone, where the idiot holds absolute power. After effortlessly fending off their attacks, the idiot explains that he can eat minds in the Idiot Zone by overloading them with nonsensical thoughts, and demonstrates on the Queen. Batman, who had only tasted a trace of Crosby's drug, quickly slips back into reality, but the Queen is left a catatonic husk like Rio's Dead Boys. Batman then sees Crosby and Zeno fleeing on a truck, together with Crosby's angels, children that he had taken from the slums. Though Batman fails to stop the truck, he manages to capture Zeno, whom he interrogates and eventually guilts into helping him. From Crosby's remaining notes and Zeno, Batman learns that Crosby had created the idiot by electronically linking the minds of 4 mental patients and feeding them the idiot root, a psychoactive plant used by natives in the Amazon rainforest. Upon meeting his creator, the idiot had convinced Crosby that he was a god with the potential to deliver all mankind to heaven. Crosby thus became obsessed with empowering the idiot and began smuggling batches of distilled idiot root into Rio as the latest street drug, giving the idiot a steady stream of minds to feed on. With each mind, the idiot gains a stronger foothold in reality. Batman and Zeno fly to the rainforest where Crosby has already entered the final stage of his plan. Instead of luring drug addicts, he can feed his angels the root directly, as the idiot only needs a few more minds to gain a permanent body. En route, the idiot attacks and crashes the plane, but Batman escapes in time and rescues Zeno from the burning wreckage. Eventually, they find the ruined temple where Crosby had taken refuge and are attacked by Crosby's angels, who have also been seduced by the idiot's promise of heaven. Frightened by the odds, Zeno flees and leaves Batman to be overpowered by the children and knocked unconscious. When Batman awakens, he finds himself tied to the ground, Crosby preparing to inject him with a vial of idiot root extract. So a lot more happens in this issue, I think.
Oh no, this certainly develops the story a lot more. And again, I think Milligan does a really good job with this. But going back to the Aparo, the art, very different, but it really does have that kind of classic look again. And again, I've got no qualms with the art was fantastic in this, very kind of old school. I'm just thinking. Look, I can't really liken it to John Romita or anything like that. It's just, but it's really nice, just really good art at the back. So yeah, with the Queen, seeing a bit more what the idiot can do. I think this kind of really set him up as being a quite a formidable character and quite a scary one at that as well. And understanding a bit more of Crosby and that end bit with Batman. I mean, it's kind of a trope, isn't it? But I was left with bated breath at the end of that last page, because it's like, how's he going to get out of this one? He's going to get injected with this idiot stuff.
I mean, yeah, and they say like he gets overpowered by the kids. He's like, yeah, I don't want to like hurt these kids.
Oh yeah, I had no issues with that. I'm assuming there might be some people saying, "Oh, well, how could he be overpowered?" But yeah, no, not at all. He's hindered by that. It's good that he's got this accomplice now in Zeno. So he's forming up to be quite a character in his own right, which is cool because you see him. We'll see him later on in the other parts. He has a role to play, but no, this is good. It explained it a little bit more. The idiot zone, very scary kind of. Literally, that idiot like digs his fingers into your head, and he kind of just sucks. I don't know, sucks your mental capacity or something out. And also the important note, as you mentioned, the idiot came about with those 4 people, which are still in that kind of temple, just connected together through some, comic. Yeah.
I was gonna say he seemed formidable before, but then once you mentioned, he was created from the minds of 4 mental patients. It's like, okay.
He's really, really weird. But I really enjoyed this as well. I mean, Batman's got a character really to contend with, and there's that one panel where he tries to, when the idiot has hold of a Queen of Hearts and he's trying to combat him, he disappears in a cloud of smoke, but then he comes back as a head, or his head just actually flies toward him. I was just thinking, this is like, he's got his work cut out for him, because how does like literally a guy just, with some gadgets, how's he going to go up against what seems to be like not mystical, but just a friggin', I don't know, what is he? He calls himself a god, just some sort of weird composite of minds, So
I mean, I don't know what you would call him, but yeah. Well, remember Ghostbusters. If anyone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's getting, he's getting more and more real, because after he's killing that pilot, trying to kill the pilot, Batman's like, well, you're getting a little more real.
I like that, because actually, it also conversely shows that, okay, there's a little door of opportunity here for Batman, and it got me thinking straight away, okay, maybe he's going to exploit that. Maybe he's going to let the actually, that's a hard thing, because would Batman let people kind of die or become comatose? But he needs to kind of get the idiot tangible, right, in order to actually combat it, because he can't do anything otherwise. He's, it's really a one-horse race in that sense. So I like that moment as well. But yeah, no, it's it went, it just kind of furthered it really well. I'm just waiting, Phil, for the later parts, because I wanted to talk about, I love this anyway, how the idiot gets around, so to speak.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was just an inspired bit of writing from Milligan.
All right, and before we move on, Connor was saying he recommends for you the first volume of Green Lantern in the Silver Age. Really awesome sci-fi.
Oh, nice. Okay. I've read, what was that one? You guys did the first appearance of Green Lantern, right? That was more Golden Age, wasn't it?
Well, I know we did Hal Jordan. No, that was Silver Age. Yeah, we did Showcase.
Silver Age.
Yeah, the first Hal Jordan. Yeah, so that's probably in there.
Yeah, I read that. That was really good, Connor. So, yeah, I'd really like to learn more. I'd like to get the Grant Morrison Green Lantern stuff.
He did like 2 12-issue arcs in that. But yeah, we're on the 90s stuff right now. Some of that's wacky.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna get to like Guy Gardner's solo book and stuff, and it, right in the Cow Rainer.
Well, I was about to say, have you gotten up to that yet? But I've got to tune in.
Almost. by the end of the year. Russell also said recommends Jeff Johns run. Yeah, because he came up with that the spectrum with all the different lanterns, like red lanterns and yellow lanterns. Yeah.
Oh, really? He made that up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he seems like a bit of a titan of DC writers.
Oh, he had like big runs on Green Lantern,
everything,
and Flash.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's the one who came up with Stargirl.
Oh,
yeah.
Is she? I don't know much. There's a TV show on her. Is she a big character in the DC? Or?
She was running. She was in the JSA. She's usually connected with the Justice Society and stuff. And
yep.
Yes, Russell, JSA. Oh, he said, let's all get together and read Fear for Sale and Scarecrow Year One.
He loves Scarecrow. I know that. Yeah.
I know. He keeps asking, he's like, what are you guys doing, Scarecrow? All right. So, anything else on this one, or should we get to the next one?
No, it wasn't enjoyable. I don't want the listeners to think that we're just glossing over it. It was a good issue. It just, again, it added more information, as we kind of mentioned. But yeah, I think it just really set up the Idiot as a really, really, I think, a really cool villain. They really need to bring him back somehow. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it, because I was just I'm always worried, I like it just because of nostalgia. Because like I said, I bought these when they were brand new, so I was like, just nostalgia.
No, it is well written, and the art is great.
Oh yeah,
the art is really good. So yeah, no, I appreciate good writing. So.
Like I said, I always love these two artists. So yeah, especially Nora and Brayfogle, who did the first part. Well, in the third part, yeah.
He did the Anarchy stuff, didn't he, as well?
Yes. Yeah.
It was really good.
All right, so we jump back to Batman 473 for the Idiot Root Part 3, Into the Idiot Zone.
It is.
The podcast out of that, Into the
That's it.
So yeah, this is January 1992. Captive and helpless, Batman attempts to reason with Dr. Crosby, but Crosby is too deluded by the Idiot's promise to listen. Before he can inject Batman with the Idiot Root extract, however, he is attacked by Zeno. Zeno goes on to free Batman, explaining that his conscience would not allow him to abandon a man who had saved his life. Crosby's angels attack, but Batman subdues them with his grappling line. In the meantime, Crosby runs away. Batman allows Crosby to flee, as his main priority is destroying the Idiot. Though the four mental patients whose minds compose the Idiot are within easy reach, Batman theorizes that physically separating them will not be enough to unravel the Idiot. To unravel the Idiot, he must enter the Idiot Zone and separate them there. Zeno, whose tribe had once used the Idiot Root in religious ceremonies, reluctantly leads Batman to a sample of the raw root, which Batman eats. I thought that was like an interesting thing, because he's like, this goes against everything I believe in, taking the, like drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I don't do this, the Idiot's just going to keep eating people, minds. And when's it going to stop? Never.
I think it's a great thing in the fact that it would have seemed like a simple way out of saying, look, you just got to disconnect the four mental patients and you've solved the case. I like how Milligan says, no. There's more to it, and Batman acknowledges that, and he figures a way. No, we've got to actually do something else. It just makes it seem like it's is more credible, than yeah.
I don't think they ever really explained that. I'm like, okay, so do they leave these four mental patients just sitting there all the time, or is Crosby just hauling them around all the time?
Yeah. Well, he seems to have set up a lab in the middle of a temple. So yeah, so it seemed that he lugs them around. Yeah.
Upon entering the Idiot Zone, Batman is immediately attacked by the Idiot. Simultaneously, Zeno is ambushed by Crosby in the real world. Batman struggles to keep his mind together and eventually slips free of the Idiot's influence, whereupon he disconnects the patient's minds and scatters the Idiot. He then wakes from the Idiot Zone just in time to save Zeno from Crosby. Subsequently, the pair find Crosby's truck and begin the journey back to Rio de Janeiro. However, Batman soon encounters a disturbing sight. Countless Indians paddling down the Amazon River in Cadillacs.
Mhm.
In horror, he realizes that he had never left the idiot zone or destroyed the idiot. The idiot had simply crafted a lifelike illusion to trick him into believing so. Batman flees from the illusion and, calling on mental training and meditation techniques, finally escapes the idiot zone. He is greeted by the real Zeno, who had managed to fight off Crosby but fled with the unconscious Batman when Crosby began untying his angels. Zeno then reports that while they fled, the idiot had successfully eaten the angels' minds and crossed into the real world. The idiot is now free to eat any mind he likes, and in the process, rupture the victims' heads. Yeah, without needing them to be lured by the idiot route. And his first destination is none other than Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, this was a really good issue. Like, I guess as third parts go, kind of again just jumping in anywhere. That thing when you were describing, because I remember reading it. So when Batman enters the idiot zone, number one, I really love the font change as well. Just those little things again. It's very psychedelic. He enters it, but then he kind of steels himself against the idiot, and he escapes the idiot zone. And I was just thinking, oh, come on. Like, how did this come about? Like, he's just kind of really thought really hard and he's gone. So I loved it that the fact that it was the idiot going, creating a sense that he actually did escape and he was still in there. It was kind of like a bit of a double take. So, yeah, that totally random shot of the Cadillacs down the down the Amazon River. It's like, what the hell is that? So, yeah, no, I think it's a really good what do you call it? Red herring, I guess, of him getting out of there.
Yeah.
Also, as well, so when he finally does get out of there, we see the fate as well of Crosby, which I thought was justified in the sense that he's serving the idiot. It only end in a really bad way, and it really did. But also, yeah, you're talking about this mode of transportation. These heads explode. Oh, God. And this is how he kind of gets around. And he's more and more real, but he's still got that kind of magical element, or I don't know what it is, astral element to him. But yeah, no, I just found this really, really enjoyable. Again, backtracking a bit, it's like a little bit of a trope, but I kind of enjoy it still. The fact that Zeno is protecting the body of Batman as Batman's in the idiot zone, but this whole vulnerability of Crosby, whacking Zeno, and he's down for the count. And like as a reader, you're reading, oh God, now Batman's exposed. Now he's got no one to protect his body. He's in the idiot zone. I love that kind of all that premise. So yeah, I think this issue had all that done really well.
Yeah, lots of suspense because you're like, you don't know what's gonna happen to Batman's body, and then once he realizes he's still in the idiot zone, it's like, well, how are you gonna, are you ever gonna know what's real and what's not?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could argue Crosby had them both dead to rights, right? And if you fast forward, then the idiot pretending to Batman that he'd escaped. Then when Batman finally does escape, we see that Crosby's already left. So there's a bit you can argue that, okay, that's a bit kind of thing. Like, wouldn't Crosby have just done away with Zeno and Batman when he could? But yeah, I mean, that was just kind of incidental anyway in the scheme of things. There's a really good panel. Sorry, Phil. There's a really good panel as well. If we can show it, where the silhouette or the profile of Batman is kind of like the border of the thing. It's like it's that one. If I can show that one there, yeah. So you can see Batman looking faintly. He's in between those panels. I think that was really nice. That's a really good art.
Yeah,
sorry, Phil.
Then Norm Brayfogle really gets creative with his art a lot of times. But no, I think the whole thing with Crosby, he's just obsessed with serving his master or whatever. Which caught up to him in the end because the idiot eats his mind too. But no, I just love.
Well,
I was gonna say I just love the Batman in the Idiot Zone when he's like, this isn't real. So I can basically do whatever I want.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. It comes to that kind of realization. Yeah, there is that one shot as you showed of him like being a bat, with just blinding eyes. But yeah, I just love the visuals of it all. It is really, it is a really crazy kind of time. But yeah, I was about to say, but Crosby, he reveres the idiot, right? And I think he was expecting some sort of payoff or some sort of prize from him, some sort of transference of some power. But yeah, he didn't get it, of course, because the idiot is evil. So, yeah.
Here's a good story. There's an ad in the back of the original issue. You ever hear of Batman Red Rain, Ray?
Nope.
It started. It eventually became a 3-book trilogy. It's like Elseworlds. It's like their what if Batman became a vampire?
Oh, nice. Is that the backup story? Is it?
No. That was just an ad. But no, they're like prestige for it. They're like bigger books and stuff. But yeah, it ended up being I think a 3-book trilogy. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool. Is that worth doing? You guys are going to cover that?
Wasn't on the schedule, but some point I might have to pencil that in. Maybe Halloween or something.
Yeah, Halloween. That would be perfect. So just having a look. Sorry, what did Russell?
Yeah, Russell. Well, let's throw us off. But Russell said, "Do you have a favorite Batman villain, Ray?"
Oh, that's a hard one. Just thinking quickly. No, I'd say probably if anything, like I like Bane, I guess.
Bane, oh yeah,
yeah. Only because he seemed to be like superior in every way to Batman, right? From what I know of him, like he outmatched him. I read Nightfall and everything. He kind of out maneuvered him, out strategized. He's bigger, stronger.
Wore him down.
Yeah, wore him down. Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, that was what a great strategy. Like, and get him just when he was just totally exhausted. I mean, that's some good thinking there. But yeah, I think he's. What's yours, Phil? Who's your favorite?
I don't know. I mean, he's been kind of overplayed lately, but I mean, the Joker's usually pretty good for a story. There's like a lot of good ones. When they're written well, like Two-Face or like Mr. Freeze, or
Poison Ivy. Is she good?
Ivy, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, I mean, the Joker as well. To me, he's like, because every story that I've read of like the Joker, like even the classic, I think I read that first appearance, like the first Batman comic with the Joker. That was good. Like he's such a, if you think of the time, it was all the late 30s, such a despicable, psychotic character. It was really, yeah. So I do like the Joker in that sense, but I didn't want to say that because, it's very obvious. Looking for other ones.
Oh look, Russell wants us to talk.
Okay.
Guess on the Shadow Patreon series. First, I thought he was going to say Batman. I was going to say, do you think Ray's going to talk Batman more than once? Come on.
Only once every new moon. I work on moon phases, baby.
Have you read Batman Speeding Bullets? Yes. That's another Elseworlds where Kal-El comes to Earth and gets adopted by the Waynes. Yeah.
Oh, that would have resulted in a very different Kal-El.
Oh yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Or you can argue that he's still the same character.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, Russell. That's because of Doug Mensch. Yeah.
Ah, right. Because I am reading at the moment a lot of Masters of Kung Fu by Doug Mensch and Paul Galassi. Man, that is good. This is like one of the most underrated, I think, series of the 70s. Just really well written. It's espionage, spy, MI16 sort of stuff. But Doug Mensch, brilliant writer. He does another thing as well. I can't remember what he does, but
Yeah, I want to. That's one of the series on my list. I want to kind of try to read that before the movie comes out.
Oh yeah, very very good. Highly recommend it. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if
Uh,
you're looking for like an entry point, Ray, like I mean, Doug Mensch wrote a lot of Batman in like the 80s and 90s.
I think he did part of like Nightfall and stuff because I
Oh, yeah.
saw his name connected to that. So Chuck Dixon, Doug Mensch, and all that were he did. I have read a lot of. I mean, but again, like I'm very impressed by Milligan here. So yeah. I'm sure there are a lot of good Batman stories out there, Phil. I hate to admit it.
You heard it here first, kids.
I begrudgingly say.
All right. Do you want to get to the last part?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Because they kind of tried to give you a hint there, like when Batman was in the idiot zone, he was like, "Wait a minute, there's something missing. I can't quite put my finger on it."
Yeah,
and we're gonna get the answer because it's the idiot's weakness here.
Yes.
Yes. So the idiot route, part 4, the cook, the bat, and the idiot. From Detective 640. Again, January 1992 cover dates. Batman and Zeno return to Rio de Janeiro, where their worst fears are confirmed. The idiot has already eaten dozens of minds and imploded their owners' heads once he was finished. Yes, he literally implodes their skulls.
It's disgusting. Yeah, it's good.
Basically just pops their heads. Yeah. Certain victims are left intact as the idiot is able to warp from place to place through their empty minds. Yeah, so he can travel through minds. Jeez.
Yeah.
This leaves the police powerless to stop the idiot, and Detective DeFreitas reluctantly agrees to ally with Batman to fight the monster. Together with Zeno, Batman investigates Crosby's remaining notes for information on the 4 patients that compose the idiot. As they investigate, the pair are ambushed by the idiot, who devours Zeno's mind before escaping. Despite this, Batman is able to determine one very important thing from the notes. The idiot's dominant personality is Cesar Lopez, a chef who fantasized about murdering the inhabitants of Rio de Janeiro. But Lopez was also plagued by a crippling fear of birds.
Mm.
And this fear was so strong that even the illusionary rainforest he trapped Batman in had none of them. Batman finds and confronts the idiot in a busy street and distracts the idiot while DeFreitas gathers a truck full of every kind of bird possible. As the idiot catches Batman and prepares to destroy his mind once and for all, Batman summons the last of his strength to open the truck, freeing the hundreds of birds inside. As the birds swarm the idiot, his phobia tears his consciousness apart, completely disintegrating his body. Though the idiot has disappeared from the physical plane, Batman suspects he is not truly dead. He flies back to Gotham as Bruce Wayne the next morning, idly wondering if someone, someday, will eat the idiot root and unlock the idiot zone again.
Yeah, straight off the bat, I'm going to say the ending for me was a little weird in the fact that there seemed to be still many loose ends.
Yeah.
Like it didn't seem to close out totally. And I didn't say, I'm not saying that's a deal breaker or anything like that, but I just remember reading it going, oh, that's it? Like he's just going to go back now, and like there's the potential that this could come back, like the idiot could come back. There's also, what is he going to do about Zeno? He just left him. There's he left him like a husk. There's a few like loose ends here, but in the scheme of things, it doesn't matter really. I mean, the idiot was foiled by this. I think, in fear of sounding like really silly, but I thought it was a really good foil. Like that little point of like something was eating away at Batman. It was like, oh yeah, there were no birds in that idiot zone for us. Yeah, and that being him being a chef, and I can't even remember why is he scared of birds again? But because he was cooking chickens, right, or something. I can't remember.
Some kind of birds. Wait, what's Batman?
Yeah.
As Cesar Lopez, poultry cook extraordinaire, slaughtered The birds you plucked and stuffed and boiled and fried, whose wings you tore, whose legs you ripped, whose beaks you smashed, the birds you couldn't look at without having a panic attack.
Yeah. Okay. So he must have been traumatized at having to prepare these cuisines. But yeah, actually, that description that you mentioned there, Phil, I remember reading that, going, "Geez, that's graphic." Like, yeah, it kind of makes you squirm a bit, like to think about that. So again, good bit of writing. But yeah, I think this was a cool way of foiling the idiot. I never would have picked it. Like,
yeah. I mean, I get what you were saying. It's like, it seems like there was like loose ends, but it's like, well, basically, like almost every, Zeno, Crosby, the Queen of Hearts, like they're all dead. Even the idiot was like ripped apart. And I think they were trying to build suspense at the end where it's like, oh, well, say, someone could eat that root and go back to the idiot zone.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but you still don't have the 4 mental patients like linked up and stuff. And
that's true. Actually, yeah, the 4 mental, but you're right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I just thought, like, for me, it was like, oh, if someone got hold of that idiot root, like the idiot is out there somewhere and he could, somehow reform. And yeah, but you're right. I mean, there are certain circumstances that kind of culminated in him being brought into reality. But Zeno, he didn't die though, did he?
no, because I think
No.
that's the thing. That's what, like with those dead boys and stuff they're talking about. Like the idiot would eat their mind, and like they're basically just like mindless zombies walking for that.
Oh no, it's really sad. It's a bit tragic for Zeno because he reformed in a way as well. Like he started off as a bit of a villain. But yeah, for me that was a bit of a I would have loved to have seen Zeno. Was he brought back from his stupor, or is he just forever, which is quite tragic, forever like a lobotomized, which he
That's what I
probably
said.
is.
I'm like, we never see these characters again, and it's like, I don't came up with the cure. I think the idiot literally destroyed these people's minds. So there was no coming back from it. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's a tragic part of it. Everything's not a happy ending. So, but again, this last issue I think was great. The confrontation, the fact that Zeno gets kind of caught in the directly caught with the idiot. The idiot kind of engages with him. This exploding heads, man, that is so. I was reading recently the future, no, not the future state, no, the Batman Superman run by Josh Williamson, and there was an arc with Atomic Skull and Ultra Humanite, and the fact that Ultra Humanite was controlling these like dead bodies and stuff, but he could make them explode, at will, and that's a very scary and dangerous thought. Similar premise here, where the idiot can just turn up anywhere. If there's a zombie walking around near you, his head will explode and out pops the idiot. I think that's just such a grotesque but a really fun kind of concept. Oh, yeah. And the fact that he can jump into the minds, like there's a whole scene here with with mimes. Like, and that poor woman gets kind of done. She gets her mind sucked out, but there's all these mimes just working the street, and the idiot kind of works on them as well. So there's a lot of fun in this issue. I really did like it.
Definitely. And I just love like the idiot's look. I mean, look at that cover, just Batman fighting a guy like in a straitjacket.
Yeah, like he's so like innocuous, isn't he? Like he hasn't got any makeup on his face. He hasn't got a costume, anything like that. He's got actually a dorky haircut. But yeah, he's those fingers are scary, man. Like, they're kind of talons and they'll just dig into you. No, I think this is a very strong. It's a very shame. It's a shame that he doesn't turn up again. Even I love the interaction with Batman and the detective, the Brazilian detective, because he's kind of always wanted Batman out of Brazil, all that sort of stuff. So there's that tension there. He's got a lot working against him, Batman. But this final showdown was really cool. I'm even looking here. The idiot even uses he breathes on Batman to kind of hallucinate, to get Batman hallucinating. Idiot wind. I love it. a little call out to Bob Dylan's song. I think I'm assuming, but he just like breathes on Batman with his morning breath, and Batman goes down. I mean, sometimes that's Eve, with me. I say good morning to Eve, and she's floored. the morning breath just kind of gets her.
But yeah. I mean, again, this is such a. I was hoping it wasn't just me seeing it through nostalgic eyes, but yeah, I mean, I was always intrigued by this story.
It's fun. It's just a fun story, and it has that kind of 90s. We don't care how how grisly and graphic it is. Like those old movies like Commando or Die Hard, where the people just senselessly killing people in the night. We don't care. Like, I'll kill these people, explode their heads. Everyone's going to have tea and biscuits at the end of the day. It's like, these days it's a lot different. It's like, oh God, we can't show that, or this is so graphic, let's just like make it like R-rated because it's just too hard. But the 90s had none of those foibles. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun for it.
Yeah, I think they made it as graphic as they could in a comic that doesn't say like mature, or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Are there any Brazilian DC heroes that could have jumped in? Are they?
I know DC, they have a bunch of like in different countries, but I don't know. I mean, there's people who show up in Justice League every so often, but I don't know if they they don't have like a ton of like national. Yeah. Oh wait, is I think not in Brazil, but I think they have like a Tasmanian devil from Australia or something.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Tasmania. If you're from there, you got, an extra head. Not checking.
Oh.
No. Yeah, that's good. I know it was a different universe. I was just immediately thinking, Sunspot, Brazilian character. I was wondering, is there a DC equivalent? Could this have been an opportunity to have not Superman, Batman team up with them, that sort of thing? But yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay, so what grade did you give this, Ray?
Overall, like
Overall.
out of all, this was good actually. And can I just, I know this is not the forum for it, Phil.
Oh, no, go ahead.
But I was I listened to you and Lilith's The Devil You Know, the Daredevil. And I think I can't remember the issue. It was it was that fill-in issue with where Daredevil goes to that carnival place, and it was Mastermind.
Oh yeah.
I think I gave it. Sorry, listeners. I think I gave that a B. I probably should take that down. I think more so it would be like a C+ for me.
Oh.
I think B was too high, so I'm just trying to remeasure. No, I enjoyed it, but like I was like listening to that again and like going, oh shit, did I give it a B? Oh, it's probably not that much. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't good. Anyway, this one. I really enjoyed this, so that's why I'd probably give this a B, a B+, maybe.
Okay.
B+. Yeah, no, I really did. I mean, there's nothing that I can't fault it for anything. It was exciting. The villain was good. The writing, the characterizations. There were a lot of characters, and Milligan did really well. And the art was great. I mean, I really like that classic art. So yeah, that's a B+ then.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna give it a B+ too. It's something different, but again, I kind of like it because not only get physical Batman, but kind of the detective trying to figure out, okay, well, what's the idiot's weakness? Well, birds.
Yeah, but if we're to be super critical and all that, Phil, as well, and since a couple of these issues were Detective Comics, maybe there could have been a little bit more detective work. I mean, I love that aspect of it. I mean, I can only remember a while ago I'd read The Court of Owls. That's something totally. But I love that the detecting part of Batman. So maybe there could have been a bit more of that. But I enjoyed him trying to figure out how to deal with the idiot anyway. I mean, it's not your stock standard villain, and he had to kind of think outside the square. And he was beaten still, as we mentioned. The idiot made him believe that he went out of the idiot zone. Yeah, so all these kind of obstacles that Batman had to go up against, I think he did fairly well. So yeah, really enjoyable.
Oh yeah, that's what me and Lothar are saying. Like the best Batman stories are when you add in that detective aspect. You know, him
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, because it kind of gives that. I mean, we all know Batman can kick ass and stuff, and he's got all these gadgets, and he's a strategist and stuff. But it just gives you that extra component. Like, if you ever love reading the Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes stories and stuff, just that detecting part of it, which is, I mean, it says world's greatest detective. He's got a lot to live up to there. So he's, we want to see some detecting happening. But yeah,
they should put that on the cover, at least Detective Comics issues, like world's greatest detective.
Doesn't he have it on there? I thought it was. No,
I don't think it's on. Yeah, most covers. No, it's not.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a sub thing. Okay.
No, not like Fantastic Four or World's Greatest Comic.
Yeah, World's Greatest. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had no feedback, but I had a quick message for you from Russell. So, yes, Russell from the Tomes of Evil Kids. Excited when he heard Ray was coming on here. So,
have ye at last, sausage man? It is I, the charcoaler, and I am finally going to roast your weenie. I have kidnapped that confangered sidekick of yours, Bun Boy, and when I'm through with him, it will be a bun-stop shop to pain.
Oh my God, you weren't smoking that stuff you found in Lilith's house, did you?
Thank you, Russell. Yeah, Bun Boy. Of course, one of my trusted sidekicks. But bring it on, eh? Look, I'm gonna have a pair of tongs in one hand, some barbecue sauce in the other. Let's duke it out.
Hey, Ray was barbecuing at Christmas time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Barbecue tomorrow if I need to. But old Bun Boy, eh?
Oh, but before we go, so yeah, we did an April swap last year, so yeah, we did another one this year. So if you're looking for Lilith, she's going to be on Into the Night. Do you remember what episode number that's going to be?
I'm not too sure if it's going to be the next one coming, or I don't know when they're recording. But keep your eyes and ears peeled. Definitely, I'll let you know when it's. Look, you can't hide the fact that Lilith will be hosting an Into the Night episode, so that won't be taken, quietly. With Noel, Looney Tunes will be good, and I have thrust upon her, Phil, some issues. Mark Spector Moon Knight. I think it's 55 to 60. I think the last 5 issues or so of Mark Spector Moon Knight.
Oh, good one.
I can't wait to see or hear what Lilith makes of those, because actually I was speaking to Noel. We both kind of decided to do it as a little, a little joke, a little welcome to the Moon Knight world for Lilith. So not that she's a stranger, but I'd be interested to see what she makes of those last 5 issues. I'm still trying to get my head around them as well.
I know. She's going to be like, what the F is it?
That taste is still in my mouth.
Well, let's see if she gives a B+ then as well.
That's going to be a effort. Yeah, you got off easy compared to her.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be good. I can't wait to hear Lilith talk about Moon Knight. It's always fun to listen to you guys. Daredevil, it's Spider-Man, of course, as well. I miss Wade's World. I'm sure that will come back. That was potty mouth central.
So. I know we were saying eventually maybe doing an episode here or there for the Patreon, completely uncensored. So
yes. I know, because you got a mouth like a sailor, Phil. I know.
Yeah.
You keep it contained. You keep it reined in.
keep that choir, made my potty mouth with that choir girl, Lilith Hellfire.
Oh God, of course, yeah. She's totally innocent.
Okay. Here I'm pulling up the schedule for next time. We already kind of recorded it, but yeah, next episode you people will hear Batman Shadow of the Bat 1 through 4, The Last Arkham. It's pretty good.
Nice.
It's the first appearance of Zaz and Amygdala,
Ooh,
and
okay.
basically there's quick appearances from like basically almost every Batman rogue in it because it focuses on Arkham
Wow.
Asylum. Yeah.
Cool.
Then after that, Batman Shadow of the Bat 37 and 38, a Joker story. But so yeah, lots of good stuff coming. So
Phil, sorry, can I just say I think I like Zaz as well. Is Zaz the psychotic killer that kind of marks himself?
yeah, he kills people, and then he cuts himself with a knife. So yeah, next episode, we'll be covering like the arc where he first appears. Yeah.
Okay, I think he's a cool Batman villain as well. Just to answer Russell's question again, I think he's because he's dark,
Yeah, it's the first 4 issues of Shadow of the Bat. Yeah, that was 1992. So it's written by Alan Grant, but it's drawn by Norm Brayfogle, who did 2 of these issues. So yeah,
nice, nice one,
and lots of Batman rogues there. All right, before we do our plugs, did you have anything else on these or?
No, just that. I mean, as we've just reiterating, it's a shame that like we don't get more of it. Just a question, I guess, then, Phil. So proceeding and subsequent to these issues as well, how did Detective and Batman comics deal with this adventure? Was it just kind of like forgotten, like in the lead up to these issues as well? Was it just Batman doing his stuff in Gotham, and then all of a sudden in this he's in Rio de Janeiro, or how did it work?
Yeah, it wasn't mentioned before, and it really wasn't mentioned after. Like I said, the only other mention is basically the Robin 2 miniseries is going on right now. So basically, the only other mention is, oh hey, Batman's out of town, and this is where he was at.
But that was it. Okay, and then after these issues, then he's all of a sudden just back at Gotham and forgotten. Put that behind us. Put us the little hearts in the baby cribs. Let's forget about that.
Oh yeah, this doesn't get mentioned. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Cool.
All right. So yes, again, thank you, Ray, for joining me.
Anytime, Phil. It's a lot of fun.
These April swaps are so much fun.
Yeah.
But kids, send your thought. You can still send your thoughts on these issues or the upcoming issues. Hey, let us know what you thought. I think Ray did well.
Mm-hmm.
Email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow We Are the Night, the Batman podcast on Facebook, Twitter. Find links to all of the various social medias for all of our shows. Links to this YouTube channel if you're curious about what Ray looks like. That fancy man.
Nostrils.
Nostrils. I know. I put your picture up there, I think, for that Daredevil.
Yeah.
Talking about him. And Russell was in the room. He's like, "Oh my god, that picture!" I'm like, "He's."
Well, yeah. It's my LinkedIn.
So links to the YouTube. Please go subscribe. Links to our Patreon. Lots of good stuff going on there, and links to merchandise.
Yeah, cool.
As Lil says, stay hydrated. It's no one's business what you're drinking on that Zoom call. So links to everything at Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And please remember to support our sponsors, Tweaked Audio and Hunt a Killer. Use the code Southgate for both of those for a handy discount. And then go pick up Pod Life the book, Volume 1, now in digital and paperback. Audio version is coming soon.
Cool. I can't wait.
I sent in the audio for my chapter, so yeah.
Hey. Did you put on a different voice, Phil, or how did you go about it? Did you?
That's right. I read the whole chapter so get that. Learn all about podcasters' journeys, and you can get that on Amazon. And when you do, especially if you're on Amazon Daily, like Lilith Hellfire, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network. And that man afraid of the birds everywhere, Rob Master Doom South.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom.
Please kick me in the pants. Why did your eye drift over to my box?
All right. So, Ray, where can people find you and your 50 million podcast?
Oh, come on, Phil. Come on. Look, the easiest way is on Twitter. So at RayRayPod, REY Pod. I've recently just created an account on Facebook as well. So if you like Facebook, check out Ray. Search for Ray Pod and just send me abuse. I can't wait. I love it. No, but also with the podcast as well. ITK Moon Knight. That's ITK Moon Knight. Just as a Twitter handle, on Instagram, stuff like that. Just search for it on Facebook. Last Sons of Krypton Superman LSK podcast. And to know her is to fear her, Spider Woman Pod, I believe, as well. And of course, as well, I'm always here with Phil and the irrepressible Matt Kona for the end of the month to do the Scarlet Spider coverage on the Ultimate Spider Cast as well. So I can't wait to always dive into that. I love Ben Riley. Phil, I think he's awesome. I'm looking to kind of get a collection of the Ben Riley Clone Saga books, maybe even the Omnibus, Omnibuy, Omniboo. But I love the Scarlet Spider. He's great. Yeah. So I'm on the Southgate Media group there, and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks for that as well.
I mean, yeah, I forget how many. I don't have them, but I forget how many trades. I mean, I think they collected that whole Clone Saga in a bunch of trades. But again, it's like 2 years worth of books. So I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think there are 6 like thick, like collected editions of them, and then there's like 2 massive omnibuses of them as well at the moment. But yeah, they're well worth reading. Listeners, just a little plug. You may or may not like the Clone Saga. It is a very acquired taste, maybe, but it's so fun to go. It's a really nice package. It's so fun to go through. So especially with Phil and Matt.
And again, I mean, Into the Night, great podcast, and especially if you're not too familiar with Moon Knight and you want to catch up before the Disney Plus series, go subscribe to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast,
the Moon Knight podcast. Yeah, fight me, anyone that wants to start another Moon Knight podcast. No, that's great. I'm sure there's plenty. But yeah,
Fight me, nerd.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was going for.
Fight me, Moon Knight nerd.
Oh gosh, dearie me.
But and yeah, if you never checked out Into the Night, I was gonna say, well, either way, go check out coming soon, Lilith Hellfire and Noel Looney Tunes Tate covering.
I can't wait. I'm actually almost disappointed that I'm gonna have to edit to put it together, because I want to listen to it as a final product like straight away. So, but yeah, I can't wait. And yeah, listeners, I mean, Lilith, what she's going to bring to the table. How is she going to apply that to Moon Knight? I don't know. And teamed up with Noel. My gosh, thank God we're uncensored. So
I know that's what I told her. I said, it's uncensored over there. So
exactly.
But yeah, as an ITK fan and as a Lilith Hellfire fan, get that as soon as you get that edited and up right away.
I will definitely, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to hear it.
All right, let's get out of here. Again, it's the other side of the world, so Ray's about to go to bed.
Well, we're about to celebrate Christmas, Phil.
What?
It's Christmas over here.
Is it? I don't know what it is over there. You're barbecuing in like 100-degree weather.
It's New Year's. It's 2023 here.
Better hope you're in the future. A little Hellfire coming after you.
Oh, got to tee up a spot with Lilith as well. Really cool doing that Black Widow last time. Yeah.
I was gonna say next April we might just have to let's do a swap, or like maybe You come over here with Lilith. Maybe I can do Tenovers and Beer Her with Saren.
Yes, that'd be cool. Yeah, you like to get your Spider Woman kid on as well. Yeah, she's a great character. And Sharon loves Spider Woman.
So go check out all those mini podcast kids.